10 qualities of entrepreneurs that you probably didn't know. There's a never-ending debate on whether entrepreneurs are born or made. I don't claim to be able to make the call one way or another, but I have noticed several characteristics of successful entrepreneurs that business owners seem to share. The most successful people benefit from a combination of luck and personal prowess. Luck in the sense that timing is often a factor when ideas catch fire, and personal prowess in the sense that successful people are capable of capitalizing on lucky timing. If you're hoping to increase your personal or professional success, you can cultivate personality traits that will optimize your chances. While we're all unique as business owners, you've got to admit that we can share certain characteristics that help us have the drive we need to succeed. Which of these do you have? Let's take a look at 10 personality traits that have enabled magnates like Steve Jobs, Sheryl Sandberg, and Jack Ma to achieve remarkable things. Number 1. Open-minded. In 1983, Apple released Lisa. It was one of the first computers to use a bitmapped graphical interface and mouse. In short, the device was a revolution that put Apple on the map as a company that was developing cutting-edge personal computers. As Walter Isaacson noted in his biography Steve Jobs, Jobs led a team hoping to rethink what a personal computer could be. Rather than develop a device that could contend with market leaders of the day, Jobs and his team approached the task of developing a new personal computer with an open mind. Refusing to simply stick with the status quo, they pushed boundaries and designed a product built to solve a pesky problem: the usability of personal computers. Number 2. Focused. When Jeff Bezos founded Amazon, he knew that his company would need to focus on a specific problem for his small business to make any headway. As a result, he originally focused his team on becoming the world's largest online bookseller. The company worked on innovations that would improve customer experience as it related to e-commerce bookselling. During a 1999 interview with 60 Minutes, Bezos was asked about his desk. Though at the time, Bezos was already a billionaire, the desk was made of an office door and taped together 4x4s. Bezos replied that the desk was a symbol to spend money on things that matter to customers. Since the early days of Amazon, Bezos has focused himself and his company on customer satisfaction. As a result, Amazon has been able to properly prioritize projects while avoiding initiatives that distract from the company mission. Number 3. Entrepreneurs are ambitious. Ambitious people don't dream about climbing the corporate ladder. Ambitious people dream of jumping off it and building something of their own. You can't dream big if you're living out someone else's dream. You'll never get their permission. But if you go after your own dream and build your own something, you can steer in any direction you want. And what you build is up to you. Maybe you want to build a Fortune 500 company, or maybe you don't want that at all. You might want to have a small but successful company so you can have less stress in your life. You can even build apps or websites for fun so you make passive income in the long term. The most important thing to remember is that you should be living the life you want. And if you can't do that today, that's okay. But the work you do today on the side should help you get closer to achieving that tomorrow. Number 4. Self-reflective. Rick Rubin is a legendary music producer, responsible for helping musicians like Jay-Z and Johnny Cash to find their musical voice. He's achieved immense professional success, and he credits his self-reflective streak as the main driver behind his ability to discover talented artists. For years, Rubin has maintained a daily meditation practice, and he's recently incorporated cold baths and a sauna treatment to help him further center himself. By practicing a variety of techniques to remain calm and focused, Rubin has been able to discover talented artists whom other producers might have overlooked. Number 5. Process-oriented. Running a successful business requires process-oriented thinkers. People who simply rely on instinct and creativity may find it difficult to work together on a regular basis. In his book, High Output Management, the former CEO of Intel, Andrew Grove, wrote about the importance of operating as a process-oriented leader. While successful professionals are certainly adaptable and creative, they also know how to implement ideas by designing processes that empower subordinates to work efficiently. But before we continue with 10 qualities of entrepreneurs that you probably didn't know, subscribe to our channel, Business Teacher, so that you don't miss out on any future updates. Number 6. Daring. Steve Jobs dropped out of college to build computers in his parents' garage. Jeff Bezos left a lucrative career in finance to open an e-commerce store. Mark Zuckerberg spent hours building Facebook instead of studying for tests while attending Harvard. Howard Schultz quit his job to open a coffee shop after being inspired by Italy's coffee culture while traveling for business. Successful people have a daring streak in them. They are comfortable embracing risk if they feel they are doing it for the right reasons. Success starts with the proper mindset. If you work to cultivate the 10 personality traits outlined in this article, you'll be well on your way to becoming your most successful self. Number 7. Entrepreneurs believe in themselves. Nobody will stop entrepreneurs from reaching their goals. Your mom doesn't believe in you, no problem. Your best friend thinks your business is a joke, you'll laugh back soon enough. Your boss keeps giving you a hard time. Well, it doesn't matter because having a boss means you're in the wrong place to begin with. The most obvious entrepreneur trait is that entrepreneurs believe in themselves when nobody else does, and they have enough self-confidence to get themselves through some of the biggest obstacles. Their hunger and desperation for greater success keeps them motivated through every challenge. You want to win championships, accomplish big things, and get yourself out of debt. Start telling yourself, I am a champion, I am a legend, I am doing something to change my life. But you better be doing those things because all talk and no action has never resulted in a win. Number 8. Entrepreneurs know their worth. The biggest characteristic of an entrepreneur: they know their worth. Want to know your worth? Take a look at your salary. You've traded your time for money, and that's the dollar amount of your contributions. Scary, isn't it? Do you really think that amount you're being paid is worth 2,000 hours of your time each year? Those are 2,000 hours you could have spent with your family, pursuing your passion, or working on your dream instead of someone else's. Just got laid off and have a net worth of $0? You're in a better situation than most. Maybe not financially, but you've got an asset every 9-to-5er is envious of, and that's time. You have no choice but to build something to generate money. You've been kicked off the corporate ladder, and that loss of financial security can be scary. But if you play your cards right, you could look back at the moment one day and realize it was a blessing. Don't believe me? Then check out Harry Coleman's story, as after he lost his job, he built up a network of 3 online stores that made $5 million in 2018. It ultimately depends on what you do with the next chapter. Number 9. Entrepreneurs are great listeners. The ability to listen is one of the entrepreneur traits you need to succeed. Most people aimlessly scroll through social media feeds, passively read emails, and scan headlines. That's not what a great listener does. A great listener picks up on the tone of the posts, pulls out the emotion from the content, and objectively reads articles while trying to understand both perspectives. Then, after listening to what's been said, what's been felt, and what's been heard, you take action to solve the issue. Maybe after some reflection, you notice that people are struggling with loneliness even if they never explicitly say that. And you work on solving the problem of loneliness in the digital age. You can create an app that facilitates in-person connections or focus on more team-building activities for your employees. But ultimately, listening helps you realize what steps you've got to take. Number 10. Entrepreneurs are resourceful. Figure it out. That's the motto of an entrepreneur. If you don't know something, read a book about it. If you aren't good at something, outsource the task. If you don't have the time to manage everything, focus on the one thing that'll have the biggest impact. Einstein knew a lot, but even he didn't know everything. And no one expects you to be a genius know-it-all either. But you do need to have enough curiosity to learn so that you can help others while making a living from solving other people's problems. So read books, take classes, and learn quirky skills. It all adds up to create a better you. Based on what we think is worthy, subscribe to our channel Business Teacher so that you don't miss out on any future updates. If you have more about it, please feel free to share them with us. Share them in the comments below and wait for our interesting topics coming soon. If you think they deserve to be on this list, share your opinion in the comments below.